Click here to subscribe our channel. Do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates of free videos.
So this class is being recorded for Indian Economy Service. In this clip, I will be mainly explaining what will be the nature of question paper, what is the pattern of examination, and how we'll be conducting the entire course through online. And if possible, in future there will be offline classes as well, because right now due to this restriction, the only online options are available. So this video will be basically explaining how we'll be basically proceeding. And in Indian Economic Service, remember to at the outset I will explain the one thing, that the nature of examination. The Indian Economic Service paper will be, first thing is required that you must be a postgraduate, so only then you are eligible to write this exam. The syllabus of the syllabus mentioned on the UPSC site is basically exhaustive in nature, and there are certain things which are not mentioned in the syllabus, but still that may be asked. So the pattern of examination is your general economics one paper mainly contain two things: micro and its numerical problem, and the second part is mainly econometrics, maths and stats section. So you can divide that general economics section into two parts: micro numerical or micro related topic, and second part will be basically the mathematical side. So this you can divide this part into this general economics 1 into two part. Then general economics second mainly contain macro related topics. General economics third, growth and development, international economics, and fourth paper is Indian economy. Fourth paper is Indian economy. Each paper will be of 200 marks. So 200 marks general economics 1, 200 marks general economics 2, 200 marks general economics 3, and 200 marks Indian economy. Apart from that, there will be a paper of general studies of 100 marks. This general studies paper will have 4 type of questions. One set of question will be on economy, current economy, other will be on the polity, and third will be on geography, and fourth will be on history. So history, polity, geography and economy. ठीक है, हर 5 questions each. ठीक है, 5 marks के question होते हैं, और 25 marks you can say in that way. The weightage of polity, 25 marks will be the weightage for geography, 25 for the history, and 25 the economy related questions. And general English, this will be also of 100 marks. So your overall examination will be of 1000 marks. ठीक है, so since there is no preliminary examination in this course, so your call for interview will be based upon this. And cutoff, remember, it is quite low, but low indicate that it is difficult to score here. ठीक है, low cutoff is indicating that it is difficult to score. That means that the problem is with the nature of the coverage of syllabus. So it is so wide in nature that you can't cover entire things. If you score in overall, let us say around 45-47%, then it is safe. 47% के आसपास में 100% मतलब सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा. तो गिवन दैट कट ऑफ मार्क्स यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर. ठीक है, वो ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर रखिएगा कि व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव. इफ यू सेट एन रियलिस्टिक ऑब्जेक्टिव that you are scoring, let us say 50%, so but it is not easy to score 50% here. So just keep an objective of 50% so that you are safe whatever be the vacancy. और एक तो अनसर्टेनिटी एग्जामिनेशन की है, जैसे करंट ईयर में 2020 वाले इस बैच में ऑब्वियसली स्टूडेंट्स वर प्रिपेयरिंग फ्रॉम 2019 और 18. when notification came for Indian statistical examination, initially it was notified that there will be no exam for this as there is no vacancy. But after a month they reconsidered it and they announced that there will be an exam, and this exam is going to happen for 2020 on 16th, 17th and 18th of October. So it is a schedule in the month of October 2020. ठीक है, October 2020 में, and that is also, and that too for just 15 seats. So less number of seats, क्योंकि लास्ट ईयर सीट्स ज़्यादा थे. तो इस साल इनिशियली अनाउंस हुआ कि एग्जामिनेशन नहीं होंगे, फिर अनाउंस हुआ कि एग्जामिनेशन हो रहा है और लेस नंबर ऑफ सीट्स के लिए हो रहा है. सो गिवन दैट ऑब्वियसली कैडर तो मेंटेन रहेगा, एग्जामिनेशन विल कंटिन्यू इन द फ्यूचर एज वेल. वी विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग दिस नाउ. जो अब बैच स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं वो हम बैच स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं फॉर नेक्स्ट ईयर 2021 के लिए. ठीक है, यूजुअली ये एग्जामिनेशन जून एंड में जुलाई फर्स्ट वीक में शेड्यूल होते थे. ड्यू टू दिस पेंडेमिक एंड कोरोना एग्जामिनेशन शेड्यूल चेंज हो गया. तो ये एग्जामिनेशन जो जून एंड में होना था अब वो अक्टूबर में हो रहा है. शेड्यूल है टेंटेटिव स्टिल वी कैन से. तो जो नॉर्मली एग्जामिनेशन के बाद न्यू बैच बिगिन होते थे, बट बिकॉज यहाँ अनसर्टेनिटी है और नेक्स्ट ईयर का एग्जामिनेशन अपने टाइम पे हो सकता है, उसके भी शेड्यूल आ गए इनफैक्ट. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस वी आर स्टार्टिंग दिस 2021 बैच इन द मंथ ऑफ सेप्टेम्बर इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, सेप्टेम्बर में बिगिन कर रहे हैं. Now we will be providing class for in fact all general economics 1, 2, 3, Indian economy, GS and for general English as well. The link with Indian economic service syllabus with Indian administrative service economics optional is that if you cover this economics optional syllabus, in fact you are covering the 80% I can say of this paper 1, 2, 3 and Indian economy. ऑप्शनल के अंदर दो पेपर होते हैं. ठीक है, पेपर 1 बेसिकली कंटेन माइक्रो, मैक्रो, मनी, पब्लिक फाइनेंस, इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमिक्स, ग्रोथ डेवलपमेंट, ऑल क्लब्ड इन पेपर 1 इन ऑप्शनल. एंड पेपर 2 इज इंडियन इकोनॉमी. सो दैट पेपर 2 एंड दिस इंडियन इकोनॉमी वो तो ओवरलैप हो गया. ठीक है, इसमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं है एक्सेप्ट प्री इंडिपेंडेंस. प्री इंडिपेंडेंस आपको इकोनॉमी सर्विस में नहीं पढ़ना है, प्री इंडिपेंडेंस इंडियन इकोनॉमी ऑप्शन के अंदर पढ़ना है. सो यहाँ पे आप कह सकते हैं थोड़ा लेस कंटेंट होगा. पेपर 1 का जो कंटेंट होता है माइक्रो का, मैक्रो का, ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट, इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमिक्स. तो ग्रोथ, डेवलपमेंट, इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमिक्स वो कम्प्लीटली यहाँ ओवरलैप करेगा. जो एडिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट होगा वो माइक्रो का न्यूमेरिकल है और मैथ्स स्टैट्स का पार्ट है जो ऑप्शनल में नहीं होता है. सो 80% कंटेंट इज इंक्लूडेड इन दिस ऑप्शन. क्लास भी जो होती है वो एक्चुअल में यही होती है कि हम ऑप्शनल की जो क्लासेस होती है वो कम्प्लीटली इकोनॉमी सर्विस में इंक्लूडेड होता है. ठीक है, वो पूरी की पूरी क्लास एज इट इज़ ऑप्शनल वाली इकोनॉमी सर्विस के अंदर मिलेगी. इसके अलावा जो टॉपिक होंगे लाइक माइक्रो का न्यूमेरिकल है, मैथ्स है, स्टैट्स है, वो क्लास सेपरेटली होती है. इट विल बी टेकन बाय डिफरेंट फैकल्टीज. सो आई विल बी टेकिंग द इंटायर इकोनॉमिक्स ऑप्शनल क्लासेस which means approximately I can say 110 lectures of economics optional will be completely included in this Indian economy service syllabus. ठीक है, वो सेम वीडियो होता है. रेस्ट जो 40-50 क्लासेज रहेंगी, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली वी कैन से 50 क्लासेज. रेस्ट 50 क्लासेज विल बी डिवाइडेड इनटू वेरियस पार्ट्स. माइक्रो न्यूमेरिकल विल बी 1, मैथमेटिकल पार्ट विल बी द सेकंड, जनरल स्टडीज ज्योग्राफी विल बी द सेपरेट, हिस्ट्री विल बी सेपरेट, पॉलिटी विल बी सेपरेट. ठीक है, environmental economics will be separate. So Indian economic service, this examination you can say this is a larger set and optional is basically a subset of that. ठीक है, तो क्लास उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली की जा रही है. तो मैं यहाँ स्पेसिफाई कर दे रहा हूँ कि कौन कौन सी क्लासेस आप किस ऑर्डर में रहती है. So Indian economic service will be having approximately let us say 160 plus classes. ठीक है, that number of lecture will be there. Out of that around 110 will be of economics optional classes. Complete. ठीक है, सेम फॉर्मेट में कंप्लीट वही सेम क्लास होगी. तो एक एक करके अभी जब स्टार्ट करेंगे ये क्लास, जब बैच आपका बिगिन हो रहा है तो बैच में ये क्लास ऑप्शन वाली क्लास अपलोड की जाएगी. ये क्लास जो लॉकडाउन पीरियड में कंटिन्यू रहा है, ऑप्शन की क्लास बिकॉज थोड़ी अर्ली होती है तो सेम वीडियो अभी अपलोड किए जाएंगे. मतलब करंट लॉकडाउन पीरियड के ये हो रहा है. बिकॉज ऑफलाइन अगर ऑप्शन होता तो ऑफलाइन बिगिन कर लेते न्यू बैच, बट सिंस ऑफलाइन नहीं हो रहा है तो आपको ऑनलाइन की वही वाली क्लास अभी आपको मिलेगी. तो जो अभी करंटली मतलब इस पीरियड में क्लास हुई है ऑप्शन की क्लास डेट में स्पेसिफाई कर दे रहा हूँ, सो दैट जब आप वीडियो देखेंगे तो कोई कन्फ्यूज़न नहीं होना चाहिए. ये बैच बिगिन हुआ था 25 ऑफ मई, सो 25 ऑफ मई, 25 ऑफ जून, जुलाई, 3 मंथ की क्लास ऑलरेडी इसके अंदर डन है। 4th मंथ ये अबाउट टू फिनिश है पेपर 1, बट पेपर 1 इज़ बेसिकली अराउंड 65-70 classes, so that has been done. Paper 2, that is Indian economy for you, will be starting in this month for you, but it will start with lecture number 1. तो आपके लिए जो शेड्यूल है वो सितंबर से होना है। तो सितंबर 2020 में अगर आप इसको बिगिन करते हैं तो अराउंड 6 महीने का टाइम लग जाता है इसमें। तो सितंबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी, फरवरी तक आपका कंटेंट ओवर हो जाएगा एंड देन यू कैन जस्ट राइट डाउन द टेस्ट पेपर। इंडियन इकॉनमी सर्विस का जो टेस्ट होता है वो टेस्ट सीरीज़ अलग होता है और ऑप्शनल का जो टेस्ट सीरीज़ है वो अलग है, मतलब क्वेश्चन अलग है। टेस्ट सीरीज़ में इनफैक्ट यू विल फाइंड 14 टेस्ट इन इकॉनमी सर्विस, दैट इज़ इंक्लूडेड इन बैच। तो इफ यू आर टेकिंग द बैच देन इट इज़ इंक्लूडेड, बट यू कैन टेक सेपरेटली द टेस्ट सीरीज ऑल्सो। देन पैटर्न ऑफ टेस्ट इज दैट फॉर जनरल इकोनॉमिक्स 1 or 2 or 3, first paper will be sectional, second will be sectional and third will become combined. मतलब one part initially, remaining part in the second test and third part will be the combined. So that will be the pattern of all tests. So 12 tests will be for general economics 1, 2, 3 and Indian economy, and one test each at the end will be for GS and English. तो ये क्लास जो ऑप्शनल की है वो अभी अपलोडेड होगी, मतलब आपके इस पोर्टल पे जब यहाँ पे इंडियन इकॉनमी सर्विस आप एक्सेस कर रहे हैं तो आपको बेसिकली ऑप्शनल की यहाँ तक की क्लास मिलनी है एंड वंस दिस विल ओवर यू विल गेट अ सेपरेट एक्सेस फॉर स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक। सो स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक मेनली कंटेन्स मैथ्स इंक्लूडिंग इकोट्रिक्स, ठीक है, इकोनॉमेट्रिक्स। इकोनॉमेट्रिक्स के अराउंड 14-15 लेक्चर्स जो रिक्वायर्ड होगा एज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट। देन माइक्रो न्यूमेरिकल, देन एनवायरमेंटल इकोनॉमिक्स, ठीक है, बिकॉज ऑप्शन में वो थोड़ा कम पढ़ना होता है, इकोनॉमिक सर्विस में वो ज़्यादा है। एंड इन जनरल स्टडीज़ वी कैन से हिस्ट्री, देन पॉलिटी एंड ज्योग्राफी। जो इकॉनमी की क्लास है वो इंडियन इकॉनमी वाले कंटेंट में इंक्लूड हो जाएगा। नाउ आई विल बी टेकिंग दिस 110 लेक्चर्स अप्रोक्सीमेटली एंड द टेस्ट डिस्कशन। स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक विल बी टेकन बाय डिफरेंट फैकल्टीज, ठीक है। तो जो रेस्पेक्टिव फैकल्टी मैथ्स के लिए अमित सर ले रहे हैं, माइक्रो न्यूमेरिकल विल बी टेकन बाय अदर फैकल्टी, एनवायरमेंटल इकोनॉमिक्स बाय सेपरेट, and for GS again history, polity and geography will be taken by different faculties, ठीक है। तो ये ओवरऑल जो रिमेनिंग मैं ऐड कर रहा हूँ ये अराउंड 50+ क्लासेस हो जाएंगे। तो 50+ क्लासेस आपको स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक की अलग मिलेगी पोर्टल पे। इफ़ यू क्लब दिस ऑप्शनल विद दिस स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक देन इट बिकम्स कंप्लीट, ठीक है। सो दिस विल बी द नेचर ऑफ अपलोडिंग द क्लास। So if you have any query or related to that lecture you can call। मतलब query सॉल्व करने के 2 ऑप्शन हैं। जब आप लेक्चर देख रहे हैं तो लेक्चर के नीचे एक टैब होगा आस्क योर क्वेश्चन, जस्ट वीडियो को पॉज करके वहाँ पे अपना कंसर्न या क्वेरी लिख देंगे, वो हमारे पास मेल पे आ जाता है एडमिन में, वहाँ से हम रिप्लाई कर देंगे उसका। या सेकंड है जब आप वीडियो देखते हो तो आप उस टाइम पे या इवनिंग में कॉल कर सकते हैं नंबर पे। सो आई विल बी राइटिंग माई नंबर, so can talk to me directly for any class related to that optional content। वो जो 110 में कह रहा हूँ उससे रिलेटेड जितने भी क्लासेस होंगी, माइक्रो की, मैक्रो की, इंटरनेशनल ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट, पेपर 2 इंडियन इकॉनमी, यू कैन आस्क, और बाकी रिस्पेक्टिव फैकल्टी के नंबर आपसे शेयर कर ले जाएंगे जब कभी वो क्लास जैसे बिगिन होती है। तो एक ऑप्शन है या तो आप वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन क्वेरी कर लीजिए या फिर डायरेक्टली कॉल करके अपने कंसर्न कर लीजिए। यू कैन मेक अ हैबिट ऑफ राइटिंग योर आंसर ऑन अ डेली बेसिस ऑल्सो, लाइक once you see a lecture related to that lecture there will be some question which has been asked in the economic service or in the optional, because एग्जामिनेशन बॉडी एक ही है, क्वेश्चन भी ओवरलैप करते हैं, तो आपको दोनों ही करेंगे तो ज़्यादा बेटर होगा। मतलब ऑप्शन का क्वेश्चन भी करना है और इकोनॉमिक सर्विस के क्वेश्चन भी करने हैं। write that question. So just make a habit of writing 2 question on a daily basis. Write those question and you can mail it to us. ठीक है, मेल आईडी साइट के ऊपर इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल होगा. ऑल्दो एक स्पेशलाइज मेल आईडी है फॉर इकोनॉमिक्स इको ऑप्शनल. टेस्ट सीरीज @gmail.com. ठीक है, ये इन्फॉर्मेशन साइट पे अवेलेबल है. तो आप अगर डेली आंसर लिख करके भी भेजते हैं वो भी इवैल्यूएट हो जाएगा. और टेस्ट सीरीज़ फ्लेक्सिबल होता है, आप अपने कन्वीनियंस से कभी भी लिखें. मतलब आपके लिए जो एग्जामिनेशन होगा 21 का, वो जून जुलाई में जब कभी भी शेड्यूल होता है, अप टू दैट टाइम यू हैव दैट कोर्स अवेलेबल. ठीक है, उस पीरियड तक आपके पास कोर्स अवेलेबल होगा इंक्लूडिंग दैट टेस्ट. तो whether you join it in the month of September or whether you join it the month of November or in the month of January, the course will be available to you till your examination. ठीक है, तो इकोनॉमिक्स ऑप्शन में तो वी प्रोवाइड वैलिडिटी ओनली फॉर 6 months, बट इकोनॉमिक सर्विस में बिकॉज विड्थ ज़्यादा है तो वी रियलाइज दैट कि क्वेश्चन टॉप नंबर ऑफ लेक्चर भी ज़्यादा है, तो आपको ये एक्सेस दिए जाएंगे टिल द एंड ऑफ योर एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, सो ये वीडियो मैंने सिर्फ रिकॉर्ड किया फॉर दैट पर्पज़ कि आपको एक्सप्लेन कर पाऊँ कि लॉकडाउन पीरियड में, इस पीरियड में जब ऑफलाइन कहीं क्लासेस स्टार्ट नहीं हुई है, तो हाउ यू कैन डील विद दिस. सो यू हैव टू डील. आई थिंक सितंबर में भी अलाउड नहीं हुआ है, तो वी वेटेड इन फैक्ट सो दैट इन केस सितंबर में शायद परमिशन मिल जाए तो ऑफलाइन क्लास बिगिन कर लेते हैं. बट आई थिंक इट विल बी फर्टाइल टू वेट नाउ. सो इफ़ इट विल बी अलाउड देन वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग क्लासेस ऑफलाइन एज वेल. तो करंटली आप ऑनलाइन पे एडमिशन ले रहे हैं. अगर आपको फ्यूचर में कभी ऑफलाइन स्विच करना है तो जब ऑफलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट होंगी देन यू कैन स्विच ओवर टू दी ऑफलाइन क्लास आल्सो. ठीक है, और दैट मीन्स यू कैन अटेंड बोथ इन दैट कंडीशन, ऑफलाइन एंड ऑनलाइन बोथ. बट गिवन दिस करंट सिचुएशन आई डोंट थिंक नियर इस 2020 में भी शायद परमिशन ना मिले. मिलता भी है तो ईयर एंड तक ही मिल पाएगा शायद एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए, स्कूल कॉलेज वगैरह के लिए जो ऑफलाइन क्लासेज है. तो given that start with this preparation, तो फर्स्ट क्लास विल बी ऑफ, इट विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद द माइक्रो के मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर से स्टार्ट होगा. ठीक है, मेंटेन सेपरेट स्पाइरल फॉर माइक्रो, फॉर मैक्रो, फॉर मनी एंड फाइनेंस, फॉर पब्लिक फाइनेंस, इंटरनेशनल ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट. जस्ट राइट सेपरेट स्पाइरल, मेंटेन सेपरेट स्पाइरल. ऑप्शनल का टॉपिक वाइज जो क्वेश्चन है वो आपको पोर्टल पे मिल जाएगा. वैसे वी विल बी अपलोडिंग द टॉपिक वाइज क्वेश्चन फॉर इकोनॉमिक सर्विसेज, सो यू डोंट नीड टू हैव दैट 10 ईयर एटसेट्रा. सो ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर अवेलेबल. टॉपिक वाइज सेपरेट करके इकोनॉमिक सर्विस के लिए भी रखेंगे. ऑप्शन का ऑलरेडी डन है, सो ऑलरेडी इट विल बी अपलोडेड ऑन द पोर्टल. सो फॉर योर रेफरेंस यू विल हैव 2 questions, 2 type of questions. One of the economics optional and the second will be for the Indian economic service. ठीक है, दोनों के टॉपिक वाइज आपको क्वेश्चन मिल जाएंगे. I think I have addressed all your concern. Still, if you have more query, you can call on this number, or for any other query related to how this class will go on, which material has been uploaded, not uploaded. For that assistance, you can call an alternate number. 648 is last digit, or 3938. ठीक है, यू कैन टॉक टू मी ऑन दिस नंबर. ठीक है, आप इस पे नंबर पे कॉल कर दीजिए, व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए. आई विल बी आंसरिंग दोज क्वेरी. और अदरवाइज ये 2 ऑफिस के नंबर है. एडमिशन से रिलेटेड अगर फर्दर कोई क्वेरी करनी है, यू कैन कॉल ऑन दिस नंबर. सो आई थिंक आई हैव एक्सप्लेन हाउ दिस इकोनॉमिक सर्विस क्लास विल गो ऑन. दिस 160 लेक्चर्स, सो आउट ऑफ दैट 110 इज ऑफ ऑप्शनल. ठीक है, ऑप्शनल की क्लास है. तो जो फर्स्ट क्लास अभी अपलोड हो रही है वो 25 मई की जो पहली क्लास थी वहाँ से अपलोडेड हो रही है. ठीक है, तो उसके अंदर ऑप्शनल के बारे में बताया जाएगा, तो डोंट बॉदर अबाउट दैट. ठीक है, यू स्टार्ट बेसिकली विद द कंटेंट एंड यूजुअली आई थिंक 80% स्टूडेंट्स अपीयर इन बोथ इन फैक्ट. सो डोंट बी डिपेंडेंट ओनली ऑन इकोनॉमिक सर्विस, बिकॉज जैसे एग्जामिनेशन कभी हो रहा है कभी नहीं हुए. तो आई विल ऑलवेज सजेस्ट दैट इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग ओनली फॉर इकोनॉमिक सर्विस, ऑल्सो अपीयर फॉर द AS इंडिया IES एग्जाम ऑल्सो, बिकॉज ऑप्शनल आप एनी हाउ प्रिपेयर कर ही रहे हो. ठीक है, वो कम्प्लीटली प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, तो जस्ट एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट जनरल स्टडीज़ के लिए हो रहा है. वहाँ नंबर ऑफ वैकेंसी 700-800 होंगे और आपके लिए 15 होगा. इफ़ यू आर राइटिंग ओनली फॉर इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस I am not saying that you should be writing for Indian Economy Service, but if you are writing only for Indian Economy Service, I will insist that you should be writing IES examination as well. Okay. So continue with this first class. Thank you. See, the classification of market in economics is product wise. We are not discussing about a marketplace where various types of commodities are being sold. Since it is part of microeconomics, so micro deals with unit. So if I am saying market structure, I am referring to, let us say, market for pen, market for visualizer, market for a screen. So these are separate market, and the division of market will be is mainly on the presence of number of seller. Like for example, if there is only one seller, you call it monopoly. If there will be two seller, you will call it duopoly. If there are many sellers producing differentiated product, you call it monopolistic. If there are many sellers producing homogeneous product, the market is competitive. That means the division of market is based upon number of seller. But don't lose the focus. When I say market, I am not referring to the marketplace. It is market for a particular type of product. That product is being produced by many sellers. Now those sellers may be producing same pen, may be producing differentiated pen, but the product must be very close substitute of each other. So based upon that, you divide market structure mainly into four parts. One, perfect competition. So perfect competition market will have certain features. I will be explaining those features. But one keyword, in a perfectly competitive market, there are many firms, and many firms are producing identical products. So in the market there are many firms, but all firms are producing same product, identical in all respect. Then if a market is characterized by only one seller, you call it monopoly. So monopoly market will have certain characteristics. Then it will be monopolistic. So in a monopolistic competition, there will be element of monopoly also, and there will be element of competition also. Element of competition will come because there are large number of sellers, and the element of monopoly will come because they are not producing identical product. They are producing slightly differentiated product. So the monopolistic competition will have element of monopoly. Past old question के अंदर भी एक क्वेश्चन आप देखेंगे, what are the element of monopoly and what are the element of competition in monopolistic competition market. ठीक है, recent past के अंदर भी क्वेश्चन है इस फॉर्म पे. We will find that question in topic wise. So it will have element of competition as well as element of monopoly. So there will be certain features in monopolistic competition, and the fourth market will be oligopoly. So in that oligopoly market, oligo means few, mono means one, duo is two, and oligo means few sellers. So few को quantify नहीं करना है, more than one but not large in number. Few, more than one but not large in number, but they may be producing identical product also, और they may be producing differentiated product also. Oligopoly में product homogeneous भी हो सकता है, मतलब same भी हो सकते हैं और अलग अलग भी हो सकते हैं. So perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic and oligopoly. So these are four different form of market, and we are referring to goods market here. Remember, ये product का market है. वैसे ही market factor के भी होते हैं, but जब market structure यहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं तो हम product को refer कर रहे हैं. So we are referring basically to the product market. So in that product market, there could be many seller. In the same market, there could be only one seller. There could be many seller producing differentiated product, or there could be only few seller in market. Exactly अगर दो ही seller हुए, then market you call it duopoly. Clear? So you have to refer all form of market. कंटेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली वेटेज ज़्यादा ओलिगोपोली का, ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन ओलिगोपोली और मोनोपोलिस्टिक से आते हैं, बट वन और टू क्वेश्चन विल फाइंड फॉर मोनोपोली एंड कंपटीशन एज वेल. Now before starting any form of market, there are some basic things. ठीक है, तो अगर इकोनॉमिक्स बैकग्राउंड आपका नहीं भी है तो उस बेसिक को पहले आप ध्यान दीजिएगा, और अगर आपने पहले कर रखा है तो जस्ट उससे रिपीट कर लेते हैं. So in any form of market, two important decision has to be taken by firm. Remember, when I say market, then market consists of many firms. If market consists of only one firm, then it is monopoly market. If market consists of many firms producing similar good, then it is competitive market. If a market consists of many firms producing differentiated good, then it is monopolistic market. So in any form of market, two important decision has to be taken by firm. One important decision is how much output it should produce and at what price it must be sold. Output and price. मतलब अगर आप रेफ़र करें पेन मार्केट के लिए, तो पेन का जो प्रोड्यूसर है उसे डिसाइड करना है कि उसे पेन की कितनी क्वांटिटी प्रोड्यूस करनी है, एंड एट व्हाट प्राइस इट मस्ट बी सोल्ड. सो टू इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन हैज टू बी टेकन. One is output, second is price, and we assume that the objective of any firm in any market is to maximize their own profit. That is our assumption. Objective could be other, but we are assuming that the objective of any firm in market is to maximize their profit. So how much quantity they will produce if they want to maximize their profit. So for that purpose, profit maximizing condition. That profit maximizing condition will remain same whether you are referring to competitive market or monopoly market or monopolistic market or oligopoly market. So I repeat, in any form of market, two decision has to be taken. Primarily, how much output to be produced and at what price it must be sold. So we are referring to output and price determination. The quantity that firm will produce with a motive of maximizing its own profit. So we are referring to profit maximizing condition. So write some basic points. Some basics you can note. First point, when I say profit here, so profit is difference between revenue and cost, difference of revenue and cost. And revenue means how much is the total, like for example a firm has produced 10 pen, price of each pen is 20 rupees, so its revenue will be 200 rupees. So how to calculate? Price multiplied by quantity, that will be the total revenue. And what will be the cost? Cost means how much is the cost involved in producing that commodity. That cost may be material cost, fixed cost, variable cost. So clubbing all, you call it total cost. But broadly remember, cost will have two parts. One will be fixed. Fixed means you have to incur that cost independent of how much quantity you produce. Another will be the variable. So variable means it will vary according to the output. So if you produce more output, it will be more. If you produce less, it will be less. So profit को symbolically pi के symbol से denote करते हैं. So profit is total revenue minus total cost. So I write here total revenue minus total cost. टोटल रेवेन्यू माइनस टोटल कॉस्ट. साइड में कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट यहाँ लिख लेंगे. व्हेन आई से टोटल रेवेन्यू, इट इज प्राइस मल्टीप्लाइड बाय क्वांटिटी. व्हेन आई से एवरेज, so average is always what? Per unit. So per unit means divide total with quantity. But if you divide that total with quantity, what you will get? Total is P into Q divided by Q. So Q will cancel out, which means average is always equal to price. So just remember that. Average revenue is always equal to price. So total revenue is price multiplied by quantity. Average revenue is price. And other important concept in economics is marginal. So whenever you use the word marginal, marginal means additional. So if I say marginal revenue, it means additional revenue. If I say marginal cost, it means additional cost. Marginal product, additional product. marginal utility, additional utility. Additional means change. So marginal revenue means change in total revenue due to change in quantity. और इसी को अगर आप मैथ्स के फॉर्म में अप्लाई करते हैं तो ये डिफ्रेंसिएशन हो गया. बट चेंज जैसे डी वाई बाई डी एस आप कर रहे हैं तो ये डिफ्रेंसिएशन ऑफ टोटल रेवेन्यू है विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू क्वांटिटी. आइदर यू कैन राइट इट इन दिस फॉर्म और यू कैन राइट इट इन दिस फॉर्म. तो टोटल को डिफ्रेंशिएट करने पे क्या आएगा? मार्जिनल. टोटल को जब आप डिफ्रेंशिएट करते हैं तो मार्जिनल आ जाएगा. मैथमेटिकली वो मार्जिनल कंसेप्ट हो गया. तो मार्जिनल इज चेंज इन टोटल रेवेन्यू ड्यू टू चेंज इन क्वांटिटी. वैसे जब मैं मार्जिनल कॉस्ट कहूँगा तो इसका मतलब कंसेप्ट को जनरलाइज करना है. मार्जिनल मीन्स एडिशनल. सो मार्जिनल कॉस्ट इज चेंज इन टोटल कॉस्ट ड्यू टू चेंज इन क्वांटिटी, और you can say differentiation of total cost with respect to quantity. So total is price multiplied by quantity. Average is TR divided by Q. Average revenue is always equal to price, and marginal revenue is differentiation of total revenue with respect to quantity. So profit is total revenue minus total cost. Now अगर प्रॉफिट को मैक्सिमाइज़ करना है, तो अगर किसी भी फंक्शन को आपको मैक्सिमाइज़ करना है तो मैक्सिमाइज़ करने के लिए मैथमेटिकली उसका फर्स्ट डिफरेंशिएशन ज़ीरो आना चाहिए और सेकंड डिफरेंशिएशन नेगेटिव आना चाहिए. शो नहीं करना है कहीं पे, वो जो एंड रिजल्ट आएगा उसको आपको सिर्फ याद रखना है. बट आई विल एक्सप्लेन बिकॉज यू आर राइटिंग इन अ नोट फॉर्म. तो जहाँ जहाँ ऐसे नोट लिखेंगे इसको टेक्निकल नोट के फॉर्म में लिखें तो ज़्यादा बेटर है. टेक्निकल नोट मीन्स आपके रजिस्टर में तो वो है बट आपको आंसर शीट में वो लिखनी नहीं है. वॉट इट, आप नोटबुक में लिख रहे हैं उसको बट आंसर शीट में ऐसे प्रेजेंट नहीं करना है. आंसर शीट में कैसे करना है वो मैं एक्सप्लेन करूँगा, मतलब क्या लिखना है एक्चुअल में वहाँ पे आप. तो प्रॉफिट इज टोटल रेवेन्यू माइनस टोटल कॉस्ट है, इसे मैक्सिमाइज़ करना है, और मैक्सिमाइज़ करने के लिए फर्स्ट डिफरेंशिएशन ज़ीरो, सेकंड नेगेटिव आना चाहिए. तो मैंने डिफरेंशिएट किया प्रॉफिट के फंक्शन को विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू क्वांटिटी. तो ये टोटल रेवेन्यू का डिफरेंशिएशन क्वांटिटी के रिस्पेक्ट में और टोटल कॉस्ट का डिफरेंशिएशन क्वांटिटी के रिस्पेक्ट में इक्वेट कर दिया ज़ीरो से. और यहाँ इस रफ नोट को देखिएगा, टोटल रेवेन्यू को डिफरेंशिएट करने पे क्या आना है? मार्जिनल आएगा. तो इस टर्म का मतलब हो गया मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू, इस टर्म का मतलब हो गया मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. तो एम आर माइनस एम सी इक्वल टू ज़ीरो, विच मीन्स एम आर मस्ट बी इक्वल टू एम सी. तो आपको बस ये कंडीशन याद रखना है. You have to remember only this condition, that profit of firm get maximized when MR is equal to MC. So how much quantity firm will produce? Firm will always produce that much quantity where its profit get maximized, and its profit get maximized where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Clear? So first condition is that MR must be equal to MC. But as you know, first differentiation 0 and second differentiation should be negative. So second differentiation means now I have differentiate MR and differentiate MC, and this must be negative. किसी भी फंक्शन को अगर आप डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं तो ग्राफिक ज्योमेट्रिकली आप उसका स्लोप फाइंड करते हैं. तो जब मैं टोटल को डिफरेंशिएट करूंगा तो आई विल गेट स्लोप ऑफ टोटल रेवेन्यू. सो स्लोप ऑफ टोटल रेवेन्यू इज मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू, स्लोप ऑफ टोटल कॉस्ट इज मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. So when I differentiate marginal, I will get slope of marginal. So if the second condition says derivative of MR minus derivative of MC should be negative, मतलब ये negative वाला number greater होना चाहिए. So you write slope of MC should be greater than slope of marginal revenue. तो आपने ये नोट नंबर 1 लिखा है, बट इससे जो आपको कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना है कंसेप्ट, वो जो यहाँ बॉक्स में मैंने कर दिया वो लिखना है. Profit of firm get maximized when two conditions are satisfied: MR equal to MC and slope of MC greater than slope of MR. Just remember these two equations. Profit get maximized when MR equal to MC and slope of MC is greater than the slope of marginal revenue. That's it. ऐसे रफ नोटिंग को रजिस्टर में लिखना है, बट पेपर में कोई क्वेश्चन अगर आ रहा है तो डोंट राइट इन दैट फॉर्म. जस्ट यू हैव टू राइट दैट profit of firm get maximized when following conditions are satisfied. First, MR is equal to MC, and second, slope of MC greater than slope of MR. Clear? So this is your technical note number 1. Now move to technical note number 2. Technical note number 2, again write the equation for profit. And as you know, profit is revenue minus cost. Clear? To find total revenue, it is price multiplied by quantity. So I write or use a pi symbol for profit. So profit is P into Q minus total cost. And as we explained, just this price is always equal to average revenue. So you can write average revenue into quantity minus. So just you calculate total revenue by multiplying average with quantity. You can find total cost by multiplying average cost with quantity. So profit could be written as, if you take that quantity common, average revenue minus average cost into quantity. So profit equation is AR minus AC into Q. To calculate this quantity, we will use the first equation. ठीक है, जो नोट नंबर 1 में लिखा है, MR equal to MC. So when you equate marginal revenue with marginal cost, you will get this quantity. But the term in a bracket can be 0. It can be positive or it can be negative also. So there are 3 possibilities. Number 1, if average revenue will be equal to average cost, and always remember average revenue in place of price है, मतलब price equal to average cost हो गया. So if average revenue is equal to average cost, then this number will be 0. So no profit, no loss. No profit, no loss is known as a break even point. So this is break even condition, neither profit nor loss. But if average revenue is greater than average cost, AR is greater than AC, then there is profit. So any amount of positive profit is greater than normal profit. So you call it supernormal profit. Or you can use word excess profit. Abnormal profit भी कहीं कहीं लिखते हैं. That means जब ब्रेक इवन की बात हो रही है तो ब्रेक इवन में हमने नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट को इंक्लूड किया है. नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट इज पार्ट ऑफ कॉस्ट. और यहाँ पे कंफ्यूजन जो फर्स्ट टाइम इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ रहे हैं उनके लिए हो सकता है कि वाई यू आर कॉलिंग नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट व्हेन आई से नो प्रॉफिट नो लॉस. जस्ट फॉर एग्जांपल, व्हेन वी एक्सप्लेन एनी कॉस्ट, तो कॉस्ट का मतलब होता है जो फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन हमने यूज़ किए उनको जो हमने पे किया वो कॉस्ट हो गया. तो फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन क्या यूज़ करते हैं? लेबर, लैंड, कैपिटल, एंटरप्रेन्योर. Suppose you pay to labor wage 50, to land you will pay rent, to capital you pay interest, and to entrepreneur you pay profit. So if I take the total, then the total will be the total cost. If revenue is also 200, then you will say that there is no profit, no loss. But remember, even in that no profit, no loss, this 50 is profit included. So that is normal rate of return you have to give to the entrepreneur. So that normal rate of return is basically normal profit. But if revenue is more than 200, who will keep that additional? The entrepreneur will keep that additional because entrepreneur is organizing the production process. So that will be considered as abnormal or excess profit. Clear? So if average revenue is equal to average cost, there will be break-even point which include normal profit. If average is greater than average cost, it is supernormal profit or abnormal profit. Third point is very crucial. It says if average revenue is less than average cost. So if AR is less than AC, this term will become negative. But negative profit means there is loss. Now question is, if there is loss for a firm, what will be the behavior of firm? If there is loss for a firm, what will be the behavior of that firm? In loss condition, firm may continue to produce or firm may shut down also. And that will depend upon, within loss, two possibilities are there. One, firm may continue despite loss. So obviously you will say why firm will continue despite loss. Reason is, if firm will shut down the production, there will be greater loss. So it is better to continue despite loss. That means you have to bear loss in both conditions. If you discontinue, then also there is loss. If you continue, then there is loss. But if you continue, the loss is less. So in the condition of loss, two possibilities: firm may continue to operate, and second, firm may shut down the production. So firm may continue to operate or firm may shut down the production. When firm will continue? When price is greater than average variable cost. इस पॉइंट को हमेशा क्लियर रखेंगे. When P is greater than ABC, then firm will continue to operate. I will elaborate this point further. And when firm will shut down? When price is less than average variable cost. So when price will be less than average variable cost, firm will prefer to close down the business. When price is greater than average variable cost, firm will continue despite loss. And the reason is, in order to operate, firm must have operating profit. ऑपरेट करने के लिए फर्म के पास ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट होना जरूरी होता है. एंड दिस कंसेप्ट ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दिस प्रॉफिट. नॉर्मली प्रॉफिट, व्हेन यू कैलकुलेट प्रॉफिट, TR minus TC, but when you calculate operating profit, that is total revenue minus total variable cost only. You subtract only the variable cost, not the fixed cost. So if I say that operating profit is there, which means this number will be positive, but it will be positive only when TR is greater than TVC. In order to have operating profit, positive operating profit, TR will be greater than total variable cost. And if you divide both sides with quantity, what you will get? Total revenue divided by quantity is average revenue. And as I said, average revenue is nothing but price. And total variable cost divided by quantity is average variable cost. Clear? तो जब price greater than average variable cost होगा, then there will be operating profit. Since firm is having operating profit, so firm will operate. So obviously when price will be less than ABC, there will be operating loss. Operate करने में loss हो रहा है, so better not to operate and better to shut down. So firm will shut down if price is less than average variable cost. Firm will continue to operate if price is greater than average variable cost. Remember, this concept is universal, मतलब ये हर मार्केट में अप्लाई करना है, not specifically related to competition or monopoly or monopolistic or oligopoly. In any form of market, firm will operate only if firm is having operating profit, and that operating profit requires price will be or must be greater than average variable cost. So I repeat this point because it is very important for market structure. Profit is difference of revenue and cost, and revenue is price into quantity. In place of price you have written AR, so it is AR minus AC into quantity. You will get this quantity by equating MR with MC because that is profit maximizing condition. If average revenue is equal to average cost at that quantity, there is only normal profit, you can call it break even point. If AR is greater than AC, there is supernormal profit. If AR is less than AC, then there is loss, and in loss two condition may exist or prevail. Firm may continue or firm may shut down the business. It will shut down the business if price is less than ABC. It will continue to operate if price is greater than average cost. So just remember one thing, firm operates in market only when firm is having operating profit. ठीक है, तो ये concept आपको throughout the market follow करना है. In all form of market you have to follow this concept. So this was technical note number 2. Now using these two concepts, I hope we can understand or proceed with the main content for market, so that you can attempt few questions as well. Now you can start with the first form of market, which is perfect competition. Although syllabus के अंदर ये mention नहीं है, but market structure you must be starting with perfect competition. चैप्टर नंबर 5 यू विल फाइंड इन क्वेश्चन. सो जो स्टडी मटेरियल होगा उसमें चैप्टर नंबर 5 मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर. इफ यू हैव दिस स्टडी मटेरियल ऑफ माइक्रो स्टडी मटेरियल विल बेसिकली स्टार्ट विथ परफेक्ट कंपटीशन स्ट्रेट अवे चैप्टर नंबर 5 फ्रॉम क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, यू डोंट हैव टू गो थ्रू entire. इफ you have time, you should go. That means you should be reading the book, but just follow few basic things here. When I say this market, perfect competition market, it is characterized by certain important features, and one feature is large number of sellers. ठीक है, मैं इंपॉर्टेंट जो फीचर है वो मैं एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ. नो वन इज आस्किंग व्हाट आर द फीचर्स ऑफ परफेक्ट कंपटीशन. द क्वेश्चन विल बी डिफरेंट. सो फर्स्ट फीचर इज लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर्स. सो व्हेन आई से लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर्स, सेलर का मतलब हो गया फर्म्स. सो इन अ मार्केट, एंड अगेन आई रिपीट, मार्केट मीन्स हियर मार्केट फॉर अ प्रोडक्ट. सो इन अ मार्केट फॉर अ प्रोडक्ट देयर आर मेनी सेलर्स. So there are many sellers in a market, and significance of this large number of sellers is that one single seller cannot affect the market price. उसके पास कोई monopoly power नहीं है. So if a firm do not have any monopoly power, a firm will accept the price which is determined by the market, and now it implies in this form in a market. So market, when I say market, there are many sellers and many buyers. In a market, price is determined by the market forces, and market forces means demand and supply forces. So their intersection determine the market price. And right side I am writing for a firm. So remember, this is the market consisting of large number of firm, and this is one firm. Suppose in this market there is one firm X. So now I am writing for this firm X. That single firm X do not have any control over the market price. Suppose this price comes out to be 10. So for this single firm, price will remain same, and at that same price, firm can sell more quantity. It can sell 1 unit, it can sell 2nd unit, it can sell 3rd unit. So it can sell as much unit as it has at the same market price. So for a single firm, what is the implication? Total revenue for that single firm is price multiplied by quantity. So 10 into 1 into 2 into 3. If you calculate average, then what is average? Average, I said, total revenue by quantity. So 10 by 1, 20 by 2, 30 by 3. So it will be always equal to price. And what is the concept of marginal revenue? Marginal means change, additional. So how much is addition to total revenue? Addition to total revenue every time is also equal to 10, which means price equal to AR equal to MR. So this market price is also the line of average revenue. It is also the line for marginal revenue. So under perfect competition for single firm, you have to keep that price constant. But ये constant price कहाँ से determine हुआ है? It is determined from the market forces. So once market price will change, you can change it. But if market is not changing, but market price, when market price can change? Market price can change either when demand curve is shifting or supply curve is shifting. So for a single firm, market price remains same, and at that same price, firm can sell as much quantity as it can. तो आपको ये फीचर तो याद रखना है, बट फीचर का इम्प्लीकेशन ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. दैट इफ देयर आर लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर इन मार्केट, so for a single seller, it has no control over market price. Price is set by the market, and at that price, firm can sell as much quantity as it can. So perfect competition का price, AR और MR ये तीनों equal होते हैं. This is your first important feature. Now second important feature of this market is that all firms are producing a homogeneous product. All firms are producing homogeneous product. So in a market there are many firms, but all are producing identical product, which means consumer cannot differentiate between the product produced by one firm and the product produced by the other firm. So all, now implication of this is that no seller can charge different price. If any seller will charge a higher price, the consumer know that the product produced by all firms are identical. So if product produced by all firms are identical, then all firms must be charging identical price only. Firms can charge different price only when they are producing different product in terms of quality or in terms of brand, but in the product perfect competition market, all firms are producing. So whenever I say homogeneous product, firms cannot charge different price, all firm must be charging the same price. And third feature of this market is free entry and exit. Free entry and exit means in this market new firms are free to enter and firms are free to leave from that market. Firms are free to enter and firms are free to leave from the market. So suppose if there is super normal profit, so when there will be super normal profit, basic पॉइंट में रेफर करेंगे, प्राइस ग्रेटर देन एवरेज कॉस्ट अगर आता है तो सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट है. सो व्हेन देयर विल बी सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट, मोर फर्म्स विल एंटर इनटू द मार्केट. बट इफ मोर फर्म्स विल एंटर इनटू द मार्केट, व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट ऑन मार्केट प्राइस? ये हमने सप्लाई और डिमांड कर्व के इंटरसेक्शन से प्राइस लिया है. If more firms will enter in market, the supply curve will shift to the right because number of firms in market increases. So when price will fall and it will continue to fall, so that supernormal profit get eliminated. And in the case of loss, what will happen? In the case of loss, price is less than AC. So if there is loss, firm will exit from the market. So as firm will exit, supply curve will shift to the left and price will start rising. So entry and exit basically ensure that in long run price is always just equal to average cost. So it is the feature of free entry and exit which guarantees that in long run all firm will be earning only normal profit. So they could be earning super normal profit, they could be making loss, but only in the short run, not in the लॉन्ग रन. शॉर्ट रन लॉन्ग रन का डिफरेंस भी है कि शॉर्ट रन और लॉन्ग रन, शॉर्ट रन में फर्म्स कैन नॉट लीव द मार्केट, फर्म्स कैन नॉट एंटर द मार्केट, बट इन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, दैट इज लॉन्ग रन, फर्म्स, न्यू फर्म्स कैन एंटर टू द मार्केट एंड एग्जिस्टिंग फर्म्स कैन लीव द मार्केट. सो दिस एंट्री एंड एग्जिट इज वेरी मच अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ लॉन्ग रन, नॉट अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ शॉर्ट रन. These are the three important features. Perfect competition के और भी feature है उस chapter के अंदर explain है, but these are the three important feature that will be used. So perfect competition market characterized by large number of sellers. It is characterized by homogeneous product. It is characterized by free entry and exit. No interference from government, no taxation, no subsidies. Perfect knowledge, perfect information. So these are the features of perfect competition market. But primarily ये तीन feature को याद रखेंगे. सो यहाँ तक जो कंसेप्ट अभी एक्सप्लेन किया है वो आपका मार्केट को अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए बेसिक पॉइंट्स हो गए. सो जस्ट आई विल recap. In note number 1 you have written that profit is difference of revenue and cost. And what is the profit maximizing condition? Profit maximizing condition is, ignore that technicality, profit maximizing condition require that MR must be equal to MC and slope of MC must be greater than slope of MR. So by equating that MR with MC you will get profit maximizing quantity output. But once you are able to determine this quantity, whether there is profit or loss, that will depend upon whether average revenue is greater than average cost or average revenue is less than average cost. So profit is AR minus AC into quantity. If average revenue equal to average cost, there will be break even point. If AR is greater than AC, there will be supernormal profit. Third point is more important. If AR is less than AC, which means it is negative. So if AR is less than AC, then there will be loss, and in loss firm may continue to operate or firm may shut down the business, and that will depend upon whether price is more than variable cost or price is less than variable cost. यहाँ पे एक और addition, you can add one more point. if I say price less than ABC, it is shut down. So if you are asking what is shutdown price, shutdown price is not just price less than ABC. Shutdown price, because ABC is not a constant number, it changes for every unit, different unit. So actually shutdown price is the minimum point of average variable cost. Average variable cost का जो minimum point होगा, at that point whatever be the price, you can call that price as shutdown price. Like for example, if I draw average variable cost in this form U shape, so its minimum point, this price will be considered as the shutdown price. So shutdown price is equal to what? Minimum of average variable cost. Minimum of average variable cost is the shutdown price. So these were the basic things. Now based upon that basic, you can start with the first topic. First question wise, you can write it in this form: price output determination. Still we are continuing with the perfect competition market. Price output determination, and that is price output determination according in a perfect competition market. Based upon this part, there was one question. I will show that question, but first explain that concept. Price output determination of a firm under perfect competition. This is perfect competition. So there are two approach. One approach is total revenue and total cost approach, TR and TC approach, and second approach is marginal revenue and marginal cost approach, MR and MC approach. So one by one. First is total revenue and total cost approach. So profit is the difference of revenue and cost. In that first approach, we are using only total revenue and total cost. Now if you draw it or plot it graphically, I write here total revenue and total cost on vertical axis. On horizontal axis, write down quantity. Step wise, for the timing, ignore that MR and MC, that will be taking after that. First is TR and TC approach. Step 1 पे ध्यान देंगे. First is total revenue. I explained total revenue is price into quantity. Remember, these are the graph for not market. These are graph for one particular firm in market. And just explain, firm is acting as a price taker. Firm do not have any control over the price. So for a particular firm, the price is constant. So just for example, जैसे graph में लिखा था price was 10. So it is 10 into, now if it is quantity is 1, it will be 10. If quantity is 2, it will be 20, 30, 40. That means there will be a linear relationship. So as quantity will increase, revenue will also increase, but it will increase in a linear manner. So it will be a straight line. So why you are drawing it a straight line? Total revenue is drawn a straight line because price is constant. So it is not always be the case. Remember, as market will change, the concept can change also. But in perfect competition market, total revenue is a straight line starting from origin. Origin, because if there will be no sales, there will be no revenue. So first is total revenue curve. Now second is total cost curve. Now cost, you have to divide it into two parts. One part is fixed cost, and fixed cost means those costs which do not depend upon output. Like for example, say rental. So it does not depend whether you produce more quantity or less quantity, the amount of rent will remain same. So even if quantity will be 0, there will be some fixed cost. So you are adding your fixed cost. So you can say this intercept is total fixed cost. In that fixed cost, you have to add a variable cost, but variable means it will vary according to output. So as output will increase, you have to employ more raw material. So your variable cost will also increase, but that is not linear. So that variable cost curve is inverted S in shape. So adding total fixed cost and variable cost, I am drawing total cost curve. That is inverted S in shape. And why it is inverted S, that has to be explained in cost description. But here for the timing, total in variable cost curve is inverted S. So total and fixed cost add kar diya. So you can say it is a graph for total cost, not just variable. Fixed has been added, so it is total cost and total revenue. The intersection of TR and TC, intersection means ये equality होगी. तो अगर equality होगी तो profit zero हो गया. So at that intersection profit will be zero. At this point also profit will be zero. Profit is the difference of TR and TC. So you can see here, when total cost is higher and revenue will be less, in that range there will be loss. At this point profit will be zero. In this range revenue line is above, cost line is below, so that gap is in fact profit. This gap is profit. So this gap is initially increasing, it reaches the maximum and then again it decreases. So if you want to draw a profit curve, profit is the gap, this vertical gap. It initially increases, reaches a maximum and then it decreases. So if you can mark that maximizing point and then plot profit curve, then profit curve will be inverted U in shape. Total revenue minus total cost will be the profit, and this profit curve is inverted U. So what is the profit maximizing output? So profit maximizing output is that output where profit get is highest. So profit is highest at this quantity, so you can say this is the equivalent quantity. But technical note mein you have written that profit get maximized when MR is equal to MC. So can we say that MR is equal to MC at this quantity? Whether MR is equal to MC at this quantity Q star? Yes, it is. Reason, marginal revenue I said is the slope of total revenue and marginal cost is the slope of total cost. And how to find slope? This total revenue line is straight. So if it is a straight line, its slope is constant at every point. Total cost curve is non-linear, so its slope will be different at different points. So if you want to find slope at this point, you have to draw tangency, and that tangency will be parallel to the total revenue line, which means slope of TR and slope of TC both are same, which means marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So second condition is also satisfied. But in this diagram you are using TR and TC. Geometrically you can say that at the same quantity MR is also equal to MC. So this is the quantity at which profit get maximized. But remember, there are three possibilities. Firm could be making supernormal profit, there could be loss, or there could be only normal profit. So if the question is, you have to show all three conditions separately in diagram. This is one question. So this is the diagram. You can say this is a first diagram for supernormal profit. Now second one I will draw for that loss, and third will be that for normal profit. So this is the diagram for supernormal profit, because at the profit maximizing quantity TR is greater than TC. Clear? So copy this first one and then move to the second condition. But remember, loss may you have to show both things, that firm is operating or whether firm is shutting down. And when firm will operate, obviously firm will operate only when firm is having operating profit. So when firm has operating profit, firm will operate. When firm will have operating loss, firm will prefer not to operate. Prices, output determination, you can draw second diagram for loss. Clearly mention that condition. You will have loss when total revenue is less than total costs, but total revenue must be greater than total variable cost. Only then firm will operate. Due to perfect competition, you draw total revenue line straight, but TC now you have to show greater than TR. So you have to plot it in such a way that total cost line is always greater than total revenue line. Drawing it inverted U. ठीक है, वो कॉस्ट वाले कंसेप्ट में क्लियर हो जाएगा why you are drawing it inverted U. Quantity, TR and TC. Now you have to minimize that gap. If profit was there, we were maximizing it. If there is loss, we have to minimize that loss. So just mark that one gap where the gap between TC and TR is minimum. Now show that second condition. Second condition is TR greater than TVC. That means in this case you have to draw total variable cost also. Variable cost will always start from origin. मतलब अगर आप if you are drawing total cost in this form, total variable cost will be parallel to that, because this gap is total fixed cost, and that fixed cost will always remain same. So just use this concept here, parallel to that total cost line, but profit maximizing point पे उसे नीचे रखना है. This is total variable cost. If I mark point here, it is point A, point B and point C. This is the quantity where profit get maximized, but in this condition it is negative, so you are calling it loss. So if in graph we have to mark loss, then loss is distance AB. This distance AB is loss, but despite loss firm is operating because firm is having operating profit, and that operating profit is distance BC. ठीक है, पेपर में भी आप इस तरीके के नोटिंग साइड में कर सकते हैं. ग्राफ बना दिया, उसके बराबर में आपने उसको शो कर दिया कि किस डिस्टेंस को आप प्रॉफिट लॉस करें और कौन सा डिस्टेंस ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट है. तो ऑब्वियसली शट डाउन कब हो जाएगा? शट डाउन होगा जब वेरिएबल कॉस्ट की लाइन भी टोटल रेवेन्यू से ऊपर हो जाएगी, देन दे विल बी शट डाउन. So in this case firm was having loss, but still despite loss firm continue to operate because firm is having that operating profit. So this second diagram is for loss, and you can use that third. So first was for supernormal profit, second is for loss, third is just for normal profit. So when we will have a normal profit, we will have normal profit when total cost line is just tangent on total revenue. This is total revenue line, and now you have to keep that total cost line just tangent. So this is the quantity where firm is having just normal profit, or there is a break even. Axis mark करेंगे TR and TC, and this is quantity. So these are the three possibilities. Remember, in this diagram we have used total revenue and total cost. Now based upon this concept, you can see question number 19. This was question in 2015 mains. 2015. Remember, in all three diagrams we have not used average variable cost or average cost curve or average revenue. We have used only total revenue and total cost. Now read question number 19 from 2015. ठीक है, topic wise question, it has been uploaded on portal in the micro section, market structure. Read question number 19. Read this question first. 19th question. It says, under perfect competition in short run, find out graphically without using average cost curve. So it says under perfect competition, so the market is competitive, so you have to draw that TR line straight. Find out graphically, so just graphically description use करना without using average cost curve. So you don't have to use average cost curve in graph. The condition in equilibrium for the existence of normal profit, supernormal profit and loss. So all three conditions you have to show without using average cost curve. So if you are not using average cost curve, you have only one option, use total revenue and total cost approach. You have to use only total revenue and total cost approach. So total revenue and total cost has been applied here. So in this part, normal profit diagram is this one. This is for normal profit. Previous one was for loss, and the first one was for सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. तो आपको ये विदाउट यूजिंग एवरेज कॉस्ट का एक्सप्लेन करना है. हार्डली ये कंपल्सरी क्वेश्चन के अंदर आया था 2015 में. सो 3 पार्ट्स हैं, एंड ब्रीफली यू हैव टू मेंशन सर्टेन पॉइंट्स लाइक व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजिंग कंडीशन. दैट मीन्स जस्ट डोंट ड्रॉ ग्राफ एंड लीव इट. एक्सप्लेन just below the graph, just write one paragraph at least. So what you have to write in paragraph, I will explain that. So just you can take it down. ठीक है भाई, ईयर मेंशन कर सकते हैं 2015, और जब आप आंसर से प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो वहाँ भी सेपरेटली यूज़ कीजिएगा. यू कैन ऐड वन पैराग्राफ हियर इन दिस आंसर. द फर्म इज इन इक्विलिब्रियम. द फर्म इज इन इक्विलिब्रियम व्हेन इट मैक्सिमाइजेस इट्स प्रॉफिट. फर्म इज इन इक्विलिब्रियम व्हेन इट मैक्सिमाइजेस इट्स प्रॉफिट, which is defined as difference between total revenue and total cost. Difference between total revenue and total cost. So just mention that. What do you mean by profit? So firm is in equilibrium when it maximizes its profit, which is defined as difference between TR and TC. Given that normal rate of profit is included in cost. Cost always includes the normal rate of profit. Given that normal rate of profit is included in cost of firm, profit is above the normal rate of return. Profit is above the normal rate of return. And in the next paragraph, equilibrium of firm may be shown graphically. Equilibrium of firm may be shown graphically in 2 ways, and just mention 2 approach. First is total revenue total cost approach, and second is MR and MC approach. TR and TC approach and MR and MC approach. Since we are explaining TR and TC, so you are expected to write why you have drawn that total revenue line straight line. So just mention that next paragraph. The total curve is straight line through origin. Total revenue curve is straight line through origin, showing that price is constant. So under perfect competition, since price is constant, that is why you are drawing that total revenue line as straight. Total revenue is a straight line through origin, showing that price is constant. It means that firm is a price taker. Firm is a price taker, and it can sell any amount of output at current market price. It can sell any amount of output at current market price. Just give reason for TR why you have drawn that straight, and now give reason why you are drawing total cost curve as a inverted S. Next paragraph. The total cost curve is inverted S. Total cost curve is inverted S in shape due to law of diminishing return. यहाँ पे सिर्फ इतना लिख दिया, लॉ ऑफ डिमिनिशिंग रिटर्न. वो बेसिक कंसेप्ट के अंदर जहाँ एक्सप्लेनेशन है वहाँ से रेफर कर लेंगे व्हाट इज लॉ ऑफ डिमिनिशिंग रिटर्न इन प्रोडक्शन, और लेटर ऑन प्रोडक्शन के टॉपिक में भी आएगा, बट हियर फॉर द टाइमिंग इट इज इनफ. It is inverted as in shape due to law of diminishing return in production. Law of diminishing return in production. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ कर ले. As shown in diagram 1, अब ये तीनों पार्ट आप अलग अलग मेंशन करते हैं. As shown in diagram 1, at profit maximizing quantity Q star, at profit maximizing quantity Q star, TR is greater than TC. Total revenue greater than TC. You can use symbol. No need to write total revenue complete. Just write TR. TR is greater than TC, so it shows supernormal profit. It shows supernormal profit. However, there could be loss for firm in short run. There could be loss for firm in short run. There could be loss for firm in short run. Within bracket you can mention as shown in diagram 2. There could be loss for firm in short run within bracket diagram 2. And yeah, you have to clearly mention why in loss firm is operating. So you have to, apart from showing it graphically, you have to explain that part also. However, despite loss firm is continuing to operate. Despite loss firm is continuing to operate because firm is having operating profit. Firm is having operating profit. After comma, as total revenue is greater than total variable cost. As TR is greater than TVC. As TR is greater than TVC. ठीक है, वहाँ पे फर्दर इलेबोरेशन रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है, जस्ट वो टर्म आपको यूज़ करना है, कीवर्ड्स ये होंगे. TR is greater than TVC. Next paragraph. However, there could be only normal profit also. There could be only normal profit also when total cost is just tangent on total revenue. Total cost is just tangent on total revenue. Within bracket diagram 3. So all three cases you have shown. Just for application, suppose if same question comes again with one modification. Instead of writing perfect competition, it says monopoly. Rest is same. So question in that condition you can read as, under monopoly in short run find out graphically without using average cost curve the condition of equilibrium of normal profit, supernormal profit and loss. ठीक है, rest is same. और यहाँ perfect competition की जगह monopoly word use हो गया. So everything else will remain same except the total revenue line that we will be taking in the monopoly chapter also. But just for one diagram, if the same question is for monopoly, so in monopoly firm is not a price taker. So if firm is not a price taker, revenue line will not be a straight line. So revenue line in that condition will not be a straight line, rather it increases and then reaches maximum and then falls. ठीक है, that shape will be explaining in monopoly. Rest everything else will remain same. You can dot total cost curve as inverted U, inverted S. This TR equal to TC, profit will be 0 here, profit is 0 here. This vertical gap is profit, so it get maximized here. So this is the quantity where profit get maximized. And if you draw tangency, both tangency will be parallel to each other, implying that MR is also equal to MC. So this will be the diagram for supernormal profit in monopoly. Just the diagram will change, the description will remain same. And if you want to show loss, then draw that total cost line above TR. But in the case of loss, be careful, you have to show operating profit as well. and in the case of just normal profit, keep at total cost curve just tangent on total revenue line. So up to this was your first approach, TR and TC. The second approach is MR and MC approach. रिमेंबर इस तरीके के क्वेश्चन जो 15th क्वेश्चन था अभी, इन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इफ़ यू आर राइटिंग एक्यूरेटली, जो इफेक्टिव वर्ड्स ज़्यादा लिखना नहीं है उसके अंदर, लेटर से इन टोटलिटी 100 वर्ड्स हो जाएंगे और 3 डायग्राफ का डिस्क्रिप्शन हो जाएगा. इन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आउट ऑफ 10 यू मे स्कोर 7.5 ऑल्सो. ठीक है, 100 वो 80-90% मार्क्स नहीं मिलते, सो यू कैन स्कोर मैक्सिमम ईयर 70%. सो इवन इन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन यू कैन स्कोर 7 or 7.5. So these are in fact we can say there will be greater objectivity. Now follow the second approach, which is MR and MC approach. So in the MR and MC approach you have to write that first paragraph first. The profit of firm get maximized when following two conditions are satisfied. The profit of firm get maximized when following two conditions are satisfied. And you have written those conditions in technical note number 1. First is MC equal to MR, and second, slope of marginal cost is greater than slope of marginal revenue. Slope of MC is greater than slope of MR. Just write down those conditions without using that derivative part. So you can ignore that differentiation part, just remember that condition. And in short run there could be supernormal profit or there could be loss. So first diagram is for supernormal profit. Now what you can do, draw one diagram for market. So firm is a price taker, draw demand and supply, intersection determine price. Since firms are price taker, so price will be equal to average revenue equal to marginal revenue, already explained before. Now in this case you have to draw average variable cost or average cost. If you are showing supernormal profit, remember price will be greater than average cost. So you have drawn already price line, average cost line will be below average cost line. Marginal will always cut average from the minimum point. So graphically marginal cost line is cutting average cost at the minimum point. मतलब जब कभी आप एवरेज कॉस्ट ड्रॉ करेंगे इसके मिनिमम पॉइंट से आपको मार्जिनल कॉस्ट लाइन ड्रॉ करनी है. एंड these are all U shape, and the logic behind all U shape curve is only one, and that is law of diminishing return in production. Now after drawing this part, just recall the condition. What you have written, profit get maximized when MC is equal to MR. So mark that point where MC is equal to MR. You have to mark that point where MC is equal to MR. Equality of MC and MR is here. Intersection point देखना. From that intersection determine quantity. This is the profit. This is the quantity where profit is highest. After that, graphically how to determine the area of profit. For that purpose, can you identify the area of revenue? Revenue is price into quantity. Clear? So price is this into quantity, so you get area of this rectangle. So this complete rectangle, the largest one, is area of revenue. In that, from that revenue you have to subtract total cost. But how to find that total cost? Average cost into quantity. So you know this much is quantity and this is average cost. So this into this rectangle will be the area of cost. So revenue minus cost. Revenue is this larger one, cost is this smaller one. That difference or this rectangle will be the area of supernormal profit. Clear? Graphically, first you have to mark the point where MC is equal to MR, because condition requires equality of MC and MR. So equate that, and after that determine the area of revenue, determine the area of cost, and then difference of revenue and cost will be the area of profit. So according to MR and MC, this first diagram is for supernormal profit, and just below that diagram write one paragraph. At profit maximizing quantity, at profit maximizing quantity determined by equality of MC and MR, determined by equality of MC and MR, determined by equality of MC and MR, since price is greater than average cost, since price is greater than average cost, so firm is having supernormal profit. So firm is having supernormal profit. Within bracket you can again mention diagram 1. So this is your first diagram. Next paragraph. However, in short run there could be loss. In short run there could be loss. But firm may continue to operate despite loss. Firm may continue to operate despite loss. If firm earns operating profit, firm earns operating profit which requires that price is greater than average variable cost, which requires that price is greater than average variable cost, price is greater than average variable cost. अब ये कंडीशन आप एवरेज के टर्म में एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं तो आप एवरेज वही टर्म यूज़ करना है. सिमिलर डायग्राम ड्रॉ वन फॉर मार्केट, second for firm, so intersection of demand and supply curve determine the market price. At that price AR is equal to MR and as per this condition show it. जैसे आपने कंडीशन लिखा उसके अकॉर्डिंगली प्लॉट कर लेंगे. You have to draw average cost above price line. So draw average cost line above price. But variable cost को price के नीचे रखना है. So keep that variable cost below that price. And from the minimum of both, you have to draw marginal cost line. MC will always cut average at the minimum point. And then recall that condition, MC equal to MR. So MC equal to MR is here, intersection of MC and MR. From that point determine the quantity and after that determine the area of revenue. Revenue is P into Q. Then determine the area of cost which is average cost into quantity and then determine the area of variable cost which is average variable cost into quantity. और वहाँ से आपको ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट का एरिया मिल जाएगा. सो दिस रेक्टेंगल इज रेवेन्यू एरिया बट कॉस्ट इज हायर. सो दिस लार्जर रेक्टेंगल इज नाउ कॉस्ट. सो दिस एरिया विल बी द एरिया ऑफ लॉस बट डिस्पाइट लॉस फर्म इज ऑपरेटिंग एज फर्म इज हैविंग ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट. सो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट इज दिस एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट into quantity is total variable cost. So this is your operating profit area. So obviously as you shift average variable cost, this operating profit area will get reduced. So when that area get exhausted, and it will get exhausted when average variable cost is tangent on that line, that horizontal line, and that will be the shutdown point. So long as you are able to see this area, firm will operate despite loss. But if there will be no operating profit, then firm will prefer to shut down. तो shut down का पॉइंट कौन सा होगा? जब एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इस प्राइस के लाइन पे टेंजेंट हो जाए, जस्ट टेंजेंट ऑन दैट हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन. सो दिस इज द एरिया ऑफ डायग्राम फॉर लॉस एंड फॉर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट इट विल बी जस्ट टेंजेंट. एवरेज कॉस्ट in the case of profit average cost was below, in the case of loss average cost is above, in the case of normal profit it will be just tangent. Clear? So this was description for profit maximizing condition under perfect competition. Now one more topic we can take in this class, because there was one question in 2019, so that you can answer at least 2 questions based upon first class. And the topic or concept involved was marginal cost curve is a supply curve of firm under perfect competition in short run. So this is the concept involved, and based upon that concept you can answer first question. So it says marginal cost curve is supply curve, but first of all, if I have to explain supply curve, then any supply curve is expected to explain what? Supply curve is expected to explain the relationship between price and quantity. So it is P1 Q1 suppose at price P1 quantity supplied is Q1, if price is P2 quantity is Q2. So if you are able to establish such relationship between price and quantity, then based upon that I can draw the supply curve. So why MC is called supply curve of firm, we have to explain that. Now suppose एक लेफ्ट साइड का डायग्राम मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ, you can ignore that part later on, here you can draw it. Three part on all three x axis पे quantity ले रहे हैं. This is diagram for market, this is diagram for firm, and this is also for firm. So in a market there are many firms. So suppose if this is the demand curve and supply curve was positioned here, their intersection determine the price. Now at that, obviously as you know, at that price AR is equal to MR. If I draw this average cost line, you can draw average variable cost always below that. MC is passing through the minimum of both. Clear? जैसे अभी डायग्राम में ड्रॉ किया था वैसे ही कर दिया. Now question is that at this price how much quantity will be produced and supplied. So at this price, suppose if I mark that price as P3, MC equal to MR, so quantity produced will be Q3. That means at price P3 quantity produced will be Q3. You get 1 point and mark that this is point lying on that marginal cost curve. So at price P3 quantity supplied is Q3 and firm is having profit because price greater है, average cost कम है. अगर ये प्राइस P3 की जगह P2 होता और डेलिबरेटली इस P2 के प्राइस को आप AC और एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट के बीच रख रहे हैं, बट आप कहोगे कि ये प्राइस क्यों ले रखा है. सपोज मार्केट में नंबर ऑफ फर्म्स अगर ज़्यादा होते, so if market would have been large number of firms, then price could have been P2. At that price MC equal to MR here, you produce quantity Q2, cost is higher so there is loss, but average variable cost is lower so there is operating profit. So you will continue to operate despite loss. So firm will produce quantity Q2 and sell it at price P2. So I can mark that quantity also. Again you will find this point on MC line. So if price falls continuously and now it is at the lowest point of average variable cost, say P1, so now MC equal to MR, quantity Q1, at that quantity no operating profit. So firm is now indifferent between producing and not producing. So firm may supply, firm may not supply. So at that price, if firm will supply quantity, it will be Q1, but certainly any price below P1 there will be no supply. Any price below P1 there will be no supply because this is the shutdown price. So shutdown price is the minimum of average variable cost. So supply curve is in fact 1 point, second point, third point. If you connect these points, in fact these points are points of marginal cost curve. So you get supply curve which is coinciding with MC line, but it is not the complete marginal cost because marginal cost was below this average variable cost also. So you say that marginal cost curve is supply curve of firm, but which part? Only that part of MC which is above the average variable cost curve, not below the average variable cost curve. So you have to draw MC line which is positively sloped, but it is above the average variable cost curve and not below the. So if you want drawing supply curve, this was P3, this was P2, this is P1. Any price below P1 there will be no supply. No supply means quantity will be 0. So you can mark it as coinciding with vertical axis. This part, and after that this part, this will be the supply curve. Now this concept may be asked theoretically. You have to explain why MC is supply curve. So if the question will be theoretically, you have to explain that. And in previous year mains there was a compulsory question. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था 2019 के अंदर, अंडर परफेक्ट कॉम्पिटिशन द कॉस्ट फंक्शन इज गिवन एज, कॉस्ट का फंक्शन गिवन है वाई स्क्वायर प्लस 1, इट इज वाई स्क्वायर प्लस 1 वेयर वाई इज आउटपुट, मतलब क्यू की जगह वाई आउटपुट है. डिराइव द इनवर्स सप्लाई कर्व एंड शो हाउ सप्लाई कर्व लुक्स लाइक. सो अंडर कॉम्पिटिशन टोटल कॉस्ट गिवन है, आपको सप्लाई कर्व एक्सप्लेन करना, बट यू नो फ्रॉम कंसेप्ट दैट marginal cost curve is supply curve. So this is the total cost. From that total cost you have to draw, calculate marginal cost, and P equal to MC करेंगे तो supply curve आ जाएगा. So I will explain this part, but before answering this, just write down the theoretical part. What you will mention that why MC is called the supply curve of firm. Write that part, and then you will be solving this question. So write that part first. Supply curve explains, I am giving description for this graph. Supply curve explains relationship between, price and quantity supplied, So for a competitive firm in short run, supply curve is marginal cost curve. For a competitive firm in short run, supply curve is marginal cost curve. But it is not the entire marginal cost curve. Full stop. In fact, it is only that part of marginal cost curve. Which lies above average variable cost curve. Underline that. In fact, it is only that part of marginal cost curve which lies above average variable cost curve. This is because, give reason here, this is because when MC is less than AVC, then equating price with marginal cost, implies that price is less than AVC. जो part MC का below AVC है, if you are equating price with MC, it means price will also be less than AVC. But price less than AVC means operating loss, and that is why firm prefer to shut down the business. So based upon this concept, we have to attempt one question, and that question was asked in last year mains 2019. So marginal cost curve is supply curve of firm under perfect competition in short run. So this was a theoretical topic, and based upon that attempt one question of 2019. So you can write 2019 question number 1 and read that question first. First one. Under competition, the cost function is given as cost is equal to y square plus 1, where y is output. So in place of q, it is written y. Derive the inverse supply curve and show how inverse supply curve looks like. That means you have to draw supply curve and plot it in fact graphically. So cost function is given. We have to derive the inverse supply curve and show the supply curve, how supply curve looks like. So from theory you know that marginal cost curve is the supply curve. So from that total cost curve you have to calculate marginal cost curve. That is only the mathematical part involved. So from this total cost curve derive the marginal cost curve, and marginal cost curve is supply curve. So just write P equal to MC. So even in this type of question जो content इससे पहले लिखा है कि y marginal cost curve is supply curve, you are expected to write that part. So just copy this cost function, write inverse supply curve and plot that inverse supply curve. So cost function is y square plus 1. So cost as a function of output is written as y square plus 1. So from that total cost, first of all calculate, or you can write it in this form also, total cost is equal to y square plus 1. From total cost you can calculate marginal cost. तो क्लास के बिगिनिंग में जैसे एक्सप्लेन किया, we can calculate marginal cost from total cost by differentiating total cost. So if you differentiate that total cost function with respect to output, तो y स्क्वायर का डिफ्रेंसिएशन हो गया 2y, ठीक है, पावर से मल्टीप्लाई किया, पावर से 1 माइनस किया, constant number is 1, its derivative will be 0. So simple derivative of that total cost gives you marginal cost. And when you write supply curve, write P equal to MC, and in place of that marginal cost write 2y. Y is output. So this is your inverse supply curve, and plot that inverse supply curve graphically. So on vertical axis price, on horizontal axis output, or you can write y. Relationship plot करने के लिए, suppose if output will be 1, then what will be the price? In place of output, if you write 1, then price for that output will be 2. Price for that output will be 2. So for 1 unit of output, price will be 2. For 2 unit of output, price will be 4. So there will be a linear relationship. Starting from origin, draw a straight line and mark 1 or 2 points. 2 unit of output, price will be 4. So this is your supply curve, which is coinciding with the marginal cost curve. And it is not the entire marginal cost curve which is supply curve, only that part of MC which is above the average variable cost. So clearly this will be above the average variable cost, because what will be variable cost here? Y square is variable cost. तो अगर हमने इसको y को आउटपुट से डिवाइड किया, मतलब y से डिवाइड कर लिया, देन इट विल बी ओनली y. तो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, जो एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट होगा वो 1 के स्लोप पे होगा, जब वेयर एज द स्लोप ऑफ दिस लाइन इज 2, सो इट इज़ क्लियरली ग्रेटर देन द एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. नाउ व्हेन आई से इनवर्स सप्लाई कर्व, रीड दैट क्वेश्चन अगेन. It says derive the inverse supply curve and show how supply curve looks like. So you have drawn that supply curve. Now what is the meaning of inverse supply curve and what is direct supply curve? When you say supply curve, then supply curve explains relation between output and price. So when you say output as a function of price, quantity as a function of price, then it is direct supply curve. And when I say price as a function of output, then it is inverse supply curve. So clearly this P equal to 2y itself is inverse supply curve, no need to change it. बट अगर आप इसी इक्वेशन को y के टर्म में लिखें, y इक्वल टू P by 2, then it will be called direct supply curve. But the requirement of question was you have to write the inverse supply curve. So in these type of question, just don't in an compulsory question, just don't present it only mathematically. You have to show it. But apart from that, you are expected to explain why marginal cost curve is supply curve under perfect competition. So explain that part and then show that you, from that total cost you have calculated from that total cost you have calculated marginal cost curve, and P equal to MC is your supply curve, because supply curve is explaining relation between price and output. So equation must be in terms of P and Y, price और output के टर्म में आना, ठीक है. So in these type of question basically you can score more in the sense out of 10 you can get 7 or 7.5. usually obviously 8 or 9 marks मिलते नहीं किसी क्वेश्चन के अंदर. So at the maximum you are expected to get 7 or 7.5. So based upon today's class you can answer question number 1, this part of 2019, and one question we attempted was question number 19 under perfect competition shorten. So first question and 19th question, these two questions.